This guy. It's this guy. Have you guys ever seen his videos before? He goes by the Y minutes. I will eat as we watch. Okay. Let me mute BGM and change this to this and this to this and boom. Oh yeah, I've seen this dude. I've never seen his videos before. I've never seen it. I've only seen like a snippet of this one.
Well, gentlemen, it turns out that the ladies prefer employed men to unemployed. Well, there you have it, boys. All you need to know to go get a wife, go get to it.
I mean, that's accurate, no? I mean, why why would a woman want to be with someone who's unemployed? If she is serious about her future and wants to have babies and stuff and a family and a house, that's gonna be kind of hard to do with someone who's unemployed. What if I'm spiritually employed? I guess that works. Hi, Mimic. Welcome in. Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Oh, wait, turns out there's more. I see. It turns out that it isn't just about being employed, but how much you bring in. Okay, not a huge shocker. Glad we clarified that. Once again, guys, go after it. Ooh, actually, okay.
Well, I can't really ask you guys because you guys are guys. She would like someone reliable. Yeah, that's true. She wants someone reliable. I think a lot of women want a man who has a job because it kind of shows that he's at least minimally responsible, right? He can provide something to the relationship. I just woke up. Hello.
I guess it's not just a question of financial security. In fact, it looks like, according to a recent study conducted by the Institute for Family Studies, there may be some other factors at play.
Trends in married family formation. I'm looking kind of done with trying to get a woman. As a woman, I feel bad for men these days. I do. But I also feel bad for women. I don't think either one is fault free. But I think women have got it so deep into their heads that they're like, I need a man who's 6'5". What's that stupid little TikTok like audio? Is like, I want a man, trust fund, 6'5", whatever, blue eyes, whatever that stupid thing is. You don't need someone with a trust fund. You don't need someone who is 6 foot. Like me personally, I don't care how tall you are. Don't care. I've had a boyfriend who was 6 foot. I've had a boyfriend who was 5'8". I'm 5'4". It literally does not matter to me. But there are some women who are obsessed with height and they're obsessed with money. It's disgusting. True, both sides play a part play a part by and large in setting unrealistic standards. Sometimes it ain't the supermodel that's gonna make you happy. Exactly. I don't care if you make $100,000 a year. I don't care if you make $30,000 a year. If you're loyal, if you're good to me, if you take care of me, if you have ambition and goals, and you have morals and values that align with me, that's all I care about. That is all I care about. But then you have like all these women that are like, he's got to make at least 6 figures. Like that's not accurate. That's all anyone should care about. But the sad thing is, everyone's so materialistic these days. That's the problem. I feel like a lot of people are so materialistic these days. That's not ridiculous to say that. That's a fair take. I mean, I think it's a fair take, but excuse me, hiccup. But women have got it just in their head that they have to have these things or he's not worth it. To put that, make that someone's, like, determine someone's self-worth is disgusting. Disgusting. I'm so used to watching the Karens on the internet, I almost forgot there is normal ones. Hi, I'm normal. I'm brain. I have thinking head. I use logic. Hello. Hello. Oh God. That's all I want is loyal and nice and similar beliefs, and that they don't take or they don't have a shopping addiction. Oh yeah, mine is a shopping addiction though, because I'm on boat with that. At least see you would, if that's fine for you though, because you have like similar likes and stuff, you know? If you want someone who likes shopping, then, you know, good on you. Nice to meet you, normal woman. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you too. Twitter doesn't like me because I use logic and think with my brain, and I have many wrinkles. One of the most sane takes I've heard. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. They think that they are a prize and don't have to do anything more than that. The moment you fall off the prize, or moment they fall off, they become a prize to someone else. Social media has definitely had an influence on many things, including how we view people. Exactly. All right, Daisy, what will you do? What we'll do is we'll get Valo married so you can be a stay-at-home bronze while I work hard overtime. Radiant shifts. Wait, we need to play comp again? I'm silver, buddy. I'm silver too. Eat my shorts, bro. Silver. I'm silver too. Wait, we're so up. Rank reset, yeah. Twitter doesn't like all the wrinkle brain, yeah.
Not previously considered, or
okay, wait. So let's look at this. Okay, trends in married family formation. So, working class by education attendant. Male ages 25 through 54. So this is how many people are going and getting an education. Because I don't know if you guys can see it, but college educated went down from 55% to 44%, and working class went from 59 to 34%. We'll get to silver 3 in no time. Oof, I don't know about that.
at least not given sufficient attention when it comes to things like marriage rates and economics. Because it turns out that some of the occupations with the highest rates of marriage are not necessarily ones you would have expected if you buy into the narrative that marriage is really just about jobs or financial security or even other forms of security. Now, it has been pointed out by social scientists such as Charles Murray in his book Coming Apart that while marriage rates traditionally have been high in America across all of the income spectrums, that since the 1960s, there's been a significant shift, with upper class marriage rates declining but remaining a lot more steady than what we would call lower economic classes. Now, Murray chalks a lot of this up to changing cultural conditions, much of which stems from the sexual revolution, among other things. Murray's
Yup. Why would a man want to get married to an OF whore? Why? Why would he want to have to take care of it when he could just, like, spend $4.99? Yeah? No man's gonna marry that. No man's gonna respect that. I wouldn't. I would never. Bro. These women are destroying everything.
critics point to a lack of stable jobs with reliable incomes as a more credible explanation for the drop in marriage rates among the working class. So,
I don't think that's all of it.
Well, in the report by the Institute for Family Studies, they found that jobs do matter, and they accounted for 3 factors which contributed to something being considered a good job, namely wages, stability, and benefits. But even they admitted that it may be difficult to draw a direct line from the job itself to marriage rates. Interestingly enough, the working class jobs that have the highest rates of marriage are not necessarily the ones you might expect, namely military, law enforcement, trucking, construction, and maintenance and repair. All of these have much higher rates among the working class.
Does that surprise you guys at all? Honestly, no. Honestly, no. Like, I would rather marry someone who is handy and can fix things and stuff than marry a man who can throw money at someone else to fix the problem. That's what it boils down to for me. I don't want to marry someone who's just gonna be like, oh, it's fine. Let's just throw some money at a dude and he'll come fix it. No. I would rather you fix it. We could save money, and also, women kind of think that's hot, Oh my God, he fixed the leaky pipe in the bathroom. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Get your hands dirty? Yeah. Oh my God, his hands are dirty. Bro, that's why there's that section in porn websites, bro. Why do you think they make porn like that? They have that in porn for a reason. Women like handy people. Duh. Oh my God.
Class. It's close to 70% marriage rate for the military, 54% for law enforcement, and mid to low 40s for the others. Military and law enforcement can certainly boast a degree of financial stability as well as benefits programs, but there are other stressors associated with these jobs that can strain a marriage quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not to mention that while the pay is steady, it's not exactly fabulous. Trucking can be financially stable, but there's a lot of time away, just like with the military.
Yep.
Construction can be very much feast or famine, depending on the economy and the area you work.
Yeah.
An article by Emma Fuente.
And then the police, because he mentioned the police, that has a strain because I think police usually work about 12-hour shifts. No? That's long shifts, but also you have Your husband can be going into situations that are probably not ideal for someone's mental health. You see a lot of crazy things as a police officer. A lot of crazy things in a police officer position. You it's yeah, they're not only danger, but yeah, you you are quite literally putting your physical and mental safety on the line. On the line in that position.
Says in the Washington Examiner offers another potential answer based off of this data. A male specific community, or what she calls guy time. Because one of the things that all of these working class jobs have in common is they are typically dominated by men. Now, could it be that occupations which offer strong male dominated communities create environments more conducive to family life and marriage? And why might that be? Could it be that there's
I agree with that. I could see that. I could see that. I mean, if you're a guy working with other guys, let's say that there's an older guy, let's say that you're working on like a construction site and like the supervisor's older and he's married and he's got kids and he's kind of got his life figured out and stuff, and you've got younger guys there, a foreman, yeah, foreman. I'm sorry, forgot what they were called. You have younger guys coming in and working, and they don't have like because nowadays families are falling apart. You got like a 50-50 shot of family stays together. um so I mean, you have someone who'd be like, hey, this is what it's like being married, or this is how deal with this in a family, or this is how you deal with this kind of situation with kids. You have someone to relate to. And I suppose I mean, I don't know specifically because I'm a woman, obviously. Um but I can imagine that being in an environment where you feel comfortable, you can be like, you can say kind of just about anything, because I know construction sites are not really female friendly, because men talk about things very differently than women. um but having friends at work that you can kind of like vent to, I think that's important. And then people can give advice on these situations and kind of help guide you, people who maybe have experienced those kinds of situations before.
something about these jobs and the men that perform them that attracts women, which actually transcends just money alone? Men in the military and law enforcement not only get uniforms many women seem to like, but typically carry themselves in a way that suggests confidence and the ability to handle themselves in dangerous situations.
Yup. That's another thing. Like, women on construction sites are a bit more common than you think. I'm sure it's more common now. I'm not saying that it's not common, but I am saying that men talk differently on construction sites than women talk. They communicate differently. That's just a fact. Men are more likely to make crude jokes versus a woman. A woman's gonna get upset if you make a freaking crude joke. You guys know this is true. Women are emotional human beings. We operate on emotions. Guys don't operate on emotions. You guys operate on logic. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I am saying that if you are in an environment that focuses more on logic, your emotions are not going to be received well. That's true among many group of guys, not just the construction sites. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the military, right? It's the same thing with the military. It's the same thing with police. It happens, like he says, in settings or job sites where it is male dominated, where there are men working with men. But I agree what he's saying here is that like military men and um police carry themselves in a respectable manner. I don't want someone who doesn't have the confidence or doesn't respect themselves or respect the people around them. That's why I think a lot of military people are attractive for women. I'm generalizing, but I think that's why military is pretty attractive for people. They actually carry themselves, they take care of themselves, they have been taught to protect others, protect your society. You know, going to the military and acting emotional will get you shot on the field. Yep.
Situations. Jobs around construction, repair, and maintenance tend to be physical and incredibly useful, not only with respect to income, but with a lot of those things around the house that women typically appreciate men for doing. Now, allow me to suggest.
Honey, can you please fix the light in the bathroom? It's been flickering. Honey, can you please fix the cabinet? It's making that squeaky sound again. Honey, there's a creak on that board on the back porch. Can you please fix that? Guys, can you fix the pipes? Yeah, can you fix the pipes? They're leaking. I agree with that. I mean, like, Daisy literally listed all the problems I can actually fix. But I mean, like, women want someone who can take care of those things. I think not the modern day feminist guys. I'm not talking about them, but like more. How do I word it? Women who are feminine, but not to the extreme point, right? Women who are in touch with their natural nature of feminism. I'm talking about people who appreciate the role that women were supposed to do, or not supposed to, but well, I guess you could say supposed to do, but women were designed for, right? I feel like women like that want someone who can provide the opposite. A traditional, yeah, a traditional woman, yeah. The traditional mentality. The default, yeah. Women who are actually women, yeah. I hope you can fix a light. Default settings, yeah, the default settings on women, guys. The default settings. But you guys know what I mean? Like, a traditional woman wants someone who can provide something that's the opposite of her. I would want someone who can provide the opposite of me. I can make the best homemade apple pie on this side of the Mississippi River, I bet you. My apple pie is the best apple pie you will ever have. Now, I'm not saying men can't make an apple pie. I'm not saying men can't. But that's something I'm good at. I'm good at taking care of kids. I'm good at hanging out with babies and taking care of them. I'm really good at taking care of the household. I do it now for my mom. I want someone who can provide the opposite of me. If I can make an apple pie, can you fix the creaky step? You know? All before that virus people call feminist. Fair trade, I'll fix the step.
Another completely radical idea. Men and
Right,
women
the
are
other
different.
half, exactly.
They are different.
Exactly. I mean, like, women and men are created, we are completely different people. We have, even down to our DNA, we are different. Women do not have stronger upper bodies. Men have strong upper bodies. You have to balance each other, right? Men are logical, women are feminine and think with emotions. Not saying that's bad, but they balance each other out. Women are good at caretaking. Men are good at providing. That's literally how it's been throughout history. The chromosomes are literally different to the very core. Yeah. I mean, I don't like the idea that women supposedly, quote unquote, can do the same thing as a man. I'm sure we could do the same thing as a man. Do I think it's going to be easier than a man just doing it himself? Heck no. Heck no. Do I think it's going to take longer? Do I think it's going to be harder? Do I think that almost impossible? Yeah. Some things, yeah. I live on a farm with my mom. We have no mail around here. Are there times when we do things and we think to ourselves, or I think to myself, damn, it would be really nice to have a fucking mail here so someone could actually lift this shit? Do I ever think that? Hell yeah, I do, because me and my mom together are not as stout as a damn man. Oh, that's why I think women look for someone who can provide that for them.
And the careers that they choose and the things which attract them about a potential spouse. They tend to have different priorities when it comes to selecting someone for marriage. Men generally want things like peace, beauty, loyalty, and respect. Women generally appreciate things like stability, protection, financial security, and much more. And it turns out when we embrace these desires, we find that they are very compatible, not competitive. So, is Charles Murray right? Are declining marriage rates a question of perverse values? Is it a question of a sexual revolution that completely turned all kinds of societal norms between men and women completely on their head? Yeah, I think he's definitely onto something. Is it also true that young men unable to find jobs are less likely to attract a woman to marry them? Yeah, most likely. But I also don't think it's as simple as economists sometimes make it out to be. Financial security is indeed very important. But my wife, who could have married much wealthier than me, chose me when I was little more than potential. My job, which was military, by the way, might have provided a regular income, but I remember what it was like to live in the bad part of town because it was all we could afford on that income. I think what we find when we look a little bit deeper is that while we talk a great deal about freedom in our society, what really gives us meaning and purpose are responsibilities. Responsibilities to parents, to friends, to our wives and children. And when we can engage in work that is physically and mentally demanding, which requires us to improve to both attain the respect of our coworkers as well as provide for our families, it can bring out the best in our masculinity. And perhaps the reason why such men get married at higher rates is not simply because of the presence of an income, but the presence of all of the virtues, capabilities, and strengths that such responsibilities require and ultimately reward.
You know what? That was a really good video. That was a good video, guys. I have to agree with him. I have to agree with him. So now call me when you need something lifted. I just need apple pie as payment. Okay. No problem. I'll make some apple pie. I'm just gonna be pumping out the apple pies, I guess. Oh, I mean, I think he's right though. I do. One apple pie per favor sounds good. Same here. I want one too. Oh god, guys. It's really good too. I even do like the lattice type of crust where it's like the crisscross top. It's so good, guys. I make my own filling and everything. You guys are putting me out of business. I said it first. My new business idea, Daisy Pies. Oh my gosh. I make pumpkin pie, but I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin, so I don't really make it all that often. Maybe I should change my career path. Maybe I need to switch to construction. Being a baker might be hindering my ability to find a wife. I don't know. I think baking is also kind of like it's not like military. It's not like the things that he listed, but I also think that, that's still a blue collar job. It's a whole pie we can share. We cannot. Oh, you can have the crust. We will share the rest. Oh God, guys. Oh God. What am I gonna do with you guys? I'm fine for working for it. Oh God. What have I done? Okay. We're gonna squash this and we're gonna go play some Mafia, guys. We're gonna go play a game where men were men. Men were men and women were women. Some traditional men stuff. All right. Let me close this.